Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be creating the final slide in our glass effect template in PowerPoint. Alright, let's get started. We are going to start with a new blank slide. If you want to watch a video on how to create the previous slide, you can click on the video on the top right corner of your screen. I'm going to come over to new slide and I'm going to create a blank slide. Next up, let's insert a shape. I'm going to go over to shapes in the home tab and I'm going to insert an oval shape. And I'm just going to click and I'm going to remove the outline and then I'm going to change the dimensions to 1.3 by 1.3. And I'm going to change, let me just move this here for now. We're probably going to move it. This is just going to serve as a guide. Let's insert another image, another shape. Let's go over to the insert tab, shapes, and over in, let me see, in basic shapes, I'm going to use this one, the block arc, and click, and I'm going to insert. Once again, remove the outline just so we can see contrast. Let's change the color. Change the color to whatever you want, but let it just be something different from this so that we can see what we're doing. Change the dimensions of this to 7 cm by 7 cm. And for this part, I'm going to get closer. Now, I'm just going to align the circle to, so we're aligning the left side of the circle to the left side of this image. What I want, or we could just, let's use this to make it easier to do what I want to do here. So let me select both of them. Over in the shape format, align right. Hopefully I'm not moving too fast. I'm going to get closer to demonstrate what I want to do. So this arc shape, if I select this, we can change the thickness of this. So I'm going to use this circle as a guide to change the thickness of this arc. So if I come closer, just like this, you'll see now that as I've moved it, I've changed the thickness of the shape. Please be careful. You'll notice that when you move this up, it's also going to change the radius of our arc. So you don't want to do that. So all you need to do is change the thickness so that the thickness is going to be what we have here, which is 1.3. I'm going to zoom out, select this circle, and I'm going to move it back to this side because that's where it's supposed to be. So align it to the left of the arc. Next up, we're going to need a rectangle. Go over to shapes, rectangle, and I'm just going to draw one here. Remove the outline. The height is going to be 5 and width is going to be 1.3. I'm going to now align this to our arc just like this. I want to get closer just to make sure. Yes, that looks fine. And now let me zoom back out. Select this arc, Ctrl D to duplicate. Go over to shape format, rotate. I'm going to flip vertical and now align this one just like this. And this is what we are going to have. Now what we're going to do is just duplicate all of this. So let me start with selecting this, Control and Shift, and then drag, hold Control and Shift, then drag this. And now all we need to do is I can actually select these two. So select the arc and that rectangle, hold Control and Shift, and I'm going to create another copy like this. Select this arc, this rectangle, hold Control and Shift, and I'm going to insert. So we just need one more arc here and then we're going to complete the circle. So the shape. So I'm just going to bring a copy of this arc here like this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to grab a copy of this circle, hold Control and Shift to keep it aligned, and then bring it here. Hopefully I was not too fast and it's not it wasn't confusing. If it was too confusing to duplicate multiple shapes at once, you can just do it one by one, but all you need to do is just duplicate the existing shapes till you have this sort of circuit. And then if you, depending on how many items, say you have 3 items, all you need to do is stop here. If you have more items, all you need to do is reduce the width of the arc, and then you can add more items to whatever you need. But anyway, that is what we're going to need. And next detail is going to be a circle. So I just want to make it easier for us to align certain elements. So we're going to do this piecemeal. It may get a bit confusing, so just bear with me. I'm going to select all of this and I just want to move it around till I sort of have a center. It doesn't matter really in when we're done with creating a union, we can just shape it. I just want to move it up a little bit. I'm going to select escape, go over to shape. Let's add another oval shape and then I'm going to place it here. The dimensions of this is going to be 3.5 by 3.5 and I'm going to remove the outline. So what we want to do is add this circle inside this arc. So what we have is this inside corner of this arc and you want to align the center of the circle to the how will I put it, although this arc is showing only half the shape, the entire shape is 7 by 7, so you want to align their center points. So we're going to align center and middle and I'm going to do the same here, but this time I'm going to Control D to duplicate and align this circle to the center of our arc. I'm going to create another one, align the center like this, align, and then I'm going to align. Next up, once again, I said the reason why I'm doing the circles and then I'm doing the circles now is so that it's going to make it easier for us to align our icons, which is part of our design. So let's go over to the Insert tab, icons, and I'm just going to give this a moment to load. So for our icons, we are just going to pick a bunch of icons. You can pick whatever icons you want. I'm going to choose this. If you want to use exactly the same icons, that's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm just going to scroll down. Let's see. I'm going to choose this. Let's see this one. I'm going to choose this, and then finally, let me scroll back up. I think I saw something out like at the top. Let me select. I know I said select any one, and then I'm now picking and choosing. Select this. I'm just trying to go for similar icons to what I used when I created it. So I'm just going to insert. Just pick any 5 icons. All right. Now we have our icons. We're going to change the dimensions of these icons to 2 by 2. So just pick all your icons and then align it to the middle and center of this shape. Next up, grab any of your next icons. Let's align it. Once again, let me see, I'm just going to align it here. Let me bring one of them. Let me just select both of them. Just go to graphics or shape format, anyone will do. Use the align options, align center, align middle. I'm going to grab this, align it, and then finally we have this. I don't think that's I'm going to use align to align the middle. All right, now that we have this, let me see, I'm noticing that they are not aligned, or I don't think they are anyway. Yep. Let me just do it for all of this. So when in doubt, just use the align options, align center, align middle. I'm going to do the same for this too, just to make sure. All right, I believe I have aligned them properly now. Now, what we're going to do is create a union with all of these shapes with the exception of the icons. I'm going to Control A to select everything. However, before you go to the merge options, select the items, hold Control, and then deselect all the icons. So what you're essentially doing is select only all of these shapes we have, both the arcs, the rectangle, the ellipses, the circles. Just select all of those except the icon. Go to shape format, merge options, and select union. Now this is going to be a shape on its own with the exception of the icons. Now I'm going to select the icons, go to graphics format, change the fill of the graphics to white. Now let's Control A to select all of them, Control G to group. Now we can go to arrange, align, align center. You can either, so I'm in the home tab. When you go to the arrange tab, there's the align option. If you go to shape formats, there's the align option. Graphics formats, there's the align option. So there are multiple ways to get to what you need to do. All we want to do is align it to the center of our frame. And I'm just going to move it up because I think I would prefer the spacing like this. So I'm going to right click, go to group, and then I'm going to ungroup. Finally, now we can add our background, create our glass effect, and then add in our text. I'm going to grab an image. The link for this image is going to be in the description box below. I'm going to grab it and just bring it into my slide. Next, I'm going to, in under picture format, we're going to have this option to crop. So select this, and now you're going to have these handles. Select this handle on the left, all the way to the left hand side of your slide. Select this one and drag it all the way to the right hand side. Come back to this crop option and then select fill to fill the entire outline, and then I'm going to click on escape to close that dialog. Select this image, Ctrl D to duplicate. Next up, right click and I'm going to select format picture. Let's go over to this picture tab, select picture corrections, and we are going to reduce the sharpness of this image to -100%. Now copy this image. Now select outside your slide so you can format the background. Under background fill, select picture or texture fill and then select clipboard. And what I'm going to do now is move this image and then select this one to move it, just to make sure, sometimes you copy something and you think it's on your clipboard, but it's not. I just wanted to check our background is set to this. Select this blurred image and then delete. Now select the image under picture format or this arrange or whatever. While I'm in the home tab, you can also use picture format and you can use this selection pin. There are multiple ways to get to the same thing essentially. So use selection pin. Grab this image and bring it down beneath every element in our slide. Now let's select this freeform shape. Let's go to format and then go over to fill. Select slide background fill and then go over to effects, expand shadow, go to the presets, and we are going to use this one in inner, so it will be inside center. Change the color of the shadow to white. We are also going to change the transparency of this shadow to 5%. Change the blur to 15 points. Angle is going to be 5 degrees and the distance is going to be 2 points. You can pause the video to see the setting. Oops. You can see the settings I use for this shadow, so you can go ahead and change that. Now let's add in our final detail, which is going to be our text. Let's go over to insert text box. I'm going to grab my text. This text is also going to be in the description box below, or you could just type it out. I'm going to paste my title, select the entire text box. We're going to change the font to Banscript condensed and size is 44. I'm going to change the color of the text to white, change the alignment of the text to center, and I'm going to increase the width of the text box so that all our text is on one line, and then align it to the center of our slide. Next up, I'm going to just create another copy of this text. Hold Control and then drag to create another copy to make it easier. We're going to change the size of this to 20 and we just need Lorem Ipsum for the title of this one, and I'm just going to reduce the width of the text box and I'm going to align it. I'm using the icon. Since the icon is not part of the shape, we can still use it to align. I'm going to use it to align my text. I'm having issues doing that, so I'll just select the icon, go over to either graphics or oops, and let me just select this to shape formats. And now I'm having an issue that the icon is actually moving, so I just have to align the text to the icon. Now I'm going to hold Ctrl and Shift to create another copy of this text box while keeping it aligned. Go over to Home. I'm going to change the font to Avenir Next. If you don't have this one, you can use Aptos. That's fine. I'm going to use Avenir Next, and I'm going to change the size to 14. And I'm going to expand this, and I'm just going to grab this text, select this, and then paste. I'm holding Control while I do this. I want to increase the width from both sides without changing its position. So hold Control when you want to change the size from both sides without moving it. So that's what I've done. Now I can just select these two text boxes, hold Control and Shift so we can create copies while keeping it aligned. I'm going to bring it here, and I just want to make sure it's aligned to the center. Hopefully that looks good enough. I'm going to select all of this text. I want to raise it up since I feel like it's too close to the bottom. Since I already have all four selected, I'm just going to hold Control and Shift, create copies, and then bring it. I'm going to use my arrow key because I feel like it will be easier to move. And then I'm just going to select this two, Control and Shift, drag to create another set of copies for this one. And there we go. We are done with this. You can select each one of these and group them, but I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm now going to go ahead and open our slideshow view so that we can see what our slide looks like. And there you have it. This is the final slide for our glass effects template in PowerPoint. If you enjoyed this video and you want to watch more glass effects tutorials in this particular template, you can check out the description box below to the links to the individual videos or the link to the course playlist, or you could click on the video on screen right now or the playlist on screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.